recording this, so I have the footage. All right, so we're just going to start with a regular circle pinwheel just to get used to, or kind of like as a refresher for everyone. Everybody's going to take turns on all the sizes, so don't worry. If you're like, oh, but I want to be the zoomy person, you will get the chance to zoom. Okay, so let's all be in one spoke then, or you know what? Let's all start. We're just going to do a review of circle alignment. So everybody come take a 10-meter point with your left leg in, a 10-meter point. All right, and we're just going to talk about a circle alignment. So a toilet is going to be hopefully our reliable anchor today. Toilet, if you don't mind putting on pink or, oh, yeah, perfect. Okay, so previously, depending on how you've learned circles, you may have been told you are going to be keeping certain gaps with the person in front of you, perhaps. What we do in Crystal Pirates is we instead pick a designated anchor. So, like in a comb, your lead rider is who you base alignment off of. In a circle, we do the same thing. So in this case, toilet is going to be our designated anchor. You're going to base alignment off toilet while in a circle. Circle alignment is the same as comb alignment. You're just working on a curved line. So for example, we're going to start with a walk. So as you're going to be walking around your 10 meter, as your back hooves hit your circle dots, toilet's front hooves should be reaching her circle dots. So it's still your back hooves to your anchor's front hooves, but we're in the circle. So Magpie gets to just look across the toilet. Star is going to look one dot ahead, and then Elena is going to look one dot behind. You can also checkpoint on your letter dies as well. So as your back hooves are crossing the letter dies, toilet's front hooves should be reaching her letter dies in relation to your position. All right. If that makes sense, you can go ahead, pivot, and face X. And then we'll just do a little rotation at the walk to practice alignment. So go ahead and face X when you're ready to give this a try. You got questions, let me know. All right, let's pivot back with our left leg in. All right, so I'm just going to call a walk set, and you're going to focus on being aligned to toilet. So as your back hooves cross your letter dies or your circle dots, toilet's front hooves are reaching her circle dots, letter dies in relation to your. Yeah, and shake it all out. Exactly. All right. So let's walk, set, 3, go. So as your back hooves are passing, toilet's front hooves are reaching, and you can checkpoint on the letter dies and the circle dots. So you can take trot strides if you need to move up a little. If you're too far away from toilet, you can kind of go towards the outside of your circle points to create a bit of space. So take some trot strides there, Alina. You should be a little bit more forward. Yeah. Yeah. We'll just do one full rotation and then we'll try the trot. So a couple more trot strides, Alina. It's a little weird because you are having to look behind you. I will say the looking behind or the looking ahead is trickier than just looking across. All right, let's halt, set, pre, go. All right, let's reset on our circle dots that we started on. Now we're going to trot. So you're going to think about being NTT ahead or your tail in front of toilet's nose. Let's maybe switch around who is where. So Magpie, if you want to go to Star's position, Star is going to take Elena's, and then Elena is going to take Magpie's, just so you guys can experience your anchor being elsewhere in relation to you. Yeah, beautiful. All right, so now Magpie needs to look ahead at toilet, Star looks behind, and then Elena, you get to just look across. So same as comb alignment, you want your tail in front of your anchor's nose. So as your tail is passing the dot, toilet's nose is just reaching the dot or the letter die. Alrighty, so let's trot, set, pre, go. So as your tail is passing, toilet's nose is reaching. And again, we'll just do a full rotation. Good counter stride there, good bunny hops. And get ready for a halt, set, pre, go. Alrighty, nice. All right, let's just scooch out to our 15 meter. So just one dot to your right, one dot to your right. And we're going to do the canter now. So canter, you want to be 1 horse length ahead of your anchor. You can also think of it that we discussed this while we were doing the comb line. Oh, it's kind of hard on the circle though. Whoop. Yeah, you want to be about 1 horse length or like half the space between 2 dots ahead of your anchor on your screen. So again, you can checkpoint at the letter dies to circle dots. So as your tail is passing your dot or your letter die, your anchor's nose should be about 1 horse length away from their respective point. All right, so let's canter set in this 15 meter. Canter set, free, go. So as your tail is passing, Toilet's nose is 1 horse or 1 horse length away from her dots or letter dies. I see the Betty and the owl. Very cutie. Good. And halt, set, free, go. All right, let's scooch out to our 20 meter. So go out 1 more dot. We're going to do the extended canter because you do have to use the extended canter in Pinwheels. We're just going to practice this one. If you lose track of your 20 meter dots, they are in between your wall letters. So in this case, we are going counterclockwise. So you want to look to take the dot between P and F and then S and H. So your 20 meter dots are in between your wall letters. Let's do another little rotation. So Star is going to come to where Elena is. Elena will go to where Magpie is, and then Magpie will go to where Star is. Well, so now Star can just look across, Magpie's going to look behind, and then Elena, you'll look ahead of you to where Toilet is. The big circles are more difficult to manage, and the faster gates as well, so no worries if you get a little bit out of alignment with Toilet. At the extended counter, you want to be 2 full horse lengths or a full 5 meters or the space between 2 dots ahead of your anchor. So no worries if you get a little out of whack with alignment. You can take your bunny hops, go up 1 gate, down 1 gate. You can go towards the outside of the dots, the inside of your dots as needed to fix alignment. Alrighty. So let's extended canter set, free, go. So as your tail is passing, Toilet's nose is 2 horse lengths or a quadrant or 5 meters away from her letter dies or dots. Good. Yes. Good. Good job. Nicely done. And get ready for a halt. And let's halt, set, free, go. Nicely done. Very good. Alrighty. Beautiful. Okay, let's get into some pinwheels then. Alright, let's make a spoke on Edward midline or E midline. So everybody come take a dot. Come take a dot on E midline with your left leggy. Let's keep the left leggy in. Do you want? And I'm going to make you guys rotate. So don't worry if you're like, hey, I want to do the zoomy section. All right. Okay. Magpie is going to be the reliable anchor. Yes. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to pretend to be the other spoke. So in this case, we have 2 spokes, quote unquote. But if we had, so Magpie and I will I'll align to Magpie. Or maybe we'll have Magpie align to me so Magpie can practice alignment. So we're going to be walking. If we had 4 spokes or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, we would pick one person in the smallest 5 meter circle. That person would be the anchor that all the 5 meter peeps align to. And then each individual spoke aligns to their individual anchor. So in this case, Magpie is the anchor for you guys. And we can imagine if we had another spoke here, we had 3 more people to my right, they would align to me. All right. So everybody in the smallest circle has 1 anchor that they align to, and then each individual spoke aligns to their spoke anchor. Alrighty. So in this case here, you guys are aligning to Magpie. You can check for alignment again at your letter dies and your circle dots. And Magpie is walking. But you guys are going to be moving at different gates. So Elena is going to be doing like a trot canter combination. So you're going to look for trot comb alignment with magpie. So you can checkpoint as you pass your letter dies and your circle dots. Uh, think about being NTT ahead of magpie. Toyota's on the 15. That's a combo kind of like canter, extended canter. So being one horse ahead. Star is on the 20 meter. Star is going to think about being a full 2 horse lengths ahead or 5 meters or a quadrant. Alrighty. So we're going to do one rotation around, and then we'll switch up who's on what circle. Actually, I'm supposed to be writing with you guys. Felix, you're fired. So Magpie has someone to practice alignment. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to call a gate set, and you're going to use whatever gates you need to stay aligned to Magpie. Let's gate set into this pinwheel. 3, go. And I'll try to be reliable as I watch the top down. I'll take some counter strides there, Elena. A little behind on my screen. So as your tail is passing, Magpie's nose should just be reaching their circle dots for you. So more countering, Elena. More countering, more countering. All right, and get ready for that. Or we're gonna do one more rotation, sorry. All right, and let's halt, set, 3, go. All right, and reset on your circle dots. Oh, Jenny is here. Jenny! So Jenny, what you can do is you can come be in my spoke with me. So you can pick any point on B midline. All right. So Elena, you were a little behind. You say this is your first time not being on the smallest circle, right? Is that correct, if I remember correctly? Okay, so it is tricky. Here, let me show you. Ooh. All right, so if you look at my stream, not my alt stream, but the Felicia Loker stream, the lyrics. So as you are passing your circle dots and your letter die, so if Magpie is my anchor, I want to be my tail ahead of Magpie's nose. So you're consistently having to alternate between trot canter, trot canter, trot canter. Yeah, because the diameter of your circle is bigger than Magpie's, you have further to travel. So if you just do a straight trot the entire time, you're going to fall behind Magpie. And I don't know if you have a second monitor to watch the fourth camera angle, but you were kind of like a little bit behind Toilet and Star. Okay, I'll try to give you like and I'll send the video afterwards so you can see as well. So what you can do is you can like kind of turn your camera sideways. So for example, as you're crossing the letter die, you're turning your camera sideways. You're looking for Magpie, all right? Or if you have the zoomed out, like the most zoomed out field of view, you can just go, okay, as I am passing the letter die, I can kind of see where Magpie is in relation to me. So you don't have to turn your camera sideways. So Jenny, you're going to be on the 10. So at the 10, you're doing a combination of trot canter. You're going to be trot comb alignment to me, so NTT ahead. If you're on the 15, you're one horse ahead. If you're on the 20, you're a full quadrant. Yeah. Right. Let's just try doing one more rotation with Magpie and I as the anchors. Magpie, just a reminder, you're aligning to me, and I'm going to be a little bit faster. So you might need to tort a bit on your end. You know what? I can take off my horseshoes to make these. All right, goodbye horseshoes. Okay, all right, so we're gonna do a one rotation with the pinwheel. So let's gate set into this pinwheel, gate set, 3, go. So watching Magpie or me. Good, yes, much better, Lena. Yes, good, good, yes, using your strides. Very good. I'll try to be reliable. All right, get ready for that halt. And let's halt, set, 3, go. All right, nice. All right, let's back up on our circle points. Alrighty, let's flip it, change it, rearrange it. So maybe let's do Star is going to come to the 5. Toilet will go out to the 20, Elena will go to the 15, and then Magpie will go to the 10. Jenny, you can just flip to another dot you want to do. All right, Star, if you want to put on a bright colored hat, if you have one in your inventory, or a saddle pad, or shirt, whatever you like. Okay, beautiful. Hot pink. We love to see it. Very nice. All right, so now Star is the spoke anchor for all of you on Edward or Ewall. So Magpie is thinking about being NTT ahead or truck home alignment to Star. Elena, you're going to think about being one horse ahead. So you can use that same trick. You can turn your camera sideways, or if you have the more zoomed out view, you can kind of see where the letter die, the center line, the midline is in relation to yourself and Star. So you're a horse length ahead of Star on your screen, and then Toilet is in the 20-meter at the extended canter gallop a full quadrant or 2 horse lengths, and then Jenny, you are 1 horse ahead of me. Star, you're going to be aligning to me across, so as your back hooves cross your points, my front hooves are reaching. All right? Okay, let's give this a try. So we are going to gate set into this pinwheel. Gate set, free, go. And we're going to do 2 rotations. I'm going to try and be reliable and keep an eye on you guys at the same time. Ambidextrous eyes, as Toilet likes to say. Good. Yeah, yeah. Take those extended canter strides, Elena. Yeah, you got to zoom a bit more in that bigger circle. Good. Yes. Good. Yes. Good. We're going to do 1 more rotation here. Good job, Star, aligning to me with my bad driving. I think I'm taking some sharp turns here. Good. Yes. Yeah, good strides there, Jenny. All right, about a quarter rotation, and then we'll halt. Alrighty, and let's halt, set, free, go. Nice. Right. Beautiful. Oh, and look at you guys all halting on the. All right. Let's flip it, change it, rearrange it. So Toilet's going to come down to the 5, Elena to the 20, Magpie to the 15, and start to the 10. All right. So now, Star, you're looking for entity head or your tail in front of Toilet's nose. Magpie is looking to be 1 horse length ahead. Elena, you're going to look to be 2 horse lengths ahead. You may have noticed with the 15, you're having to run a lot more because of the size of the circle. If you have club members on only, you might not be able to see them, Magpie. You might. I see everyone. um, so Elena, you're going to have to zoom more than you think you need to. So you're going to be in that extended canter to gallop. So I'll try to keep an eye on you and encourage you to take fast strides if you need to. But just do your best. The 20-meter is harder because the circle is so big and your anchor is moving a lot slower than you, and they are on a smaller circle as well. So just do your best there. And Jenny as well. Good luck on the 20-meter. the zoomy circle. All right. So I'm going to call a gate set. We're going to do 2 rotations again. So let's gate set into that pinwheel. Gate set. Free. Go. So think about your alignment in relation to Toilet or me or Jenny. Good. Yes. Yes. Good zoomies. Yes. Zoom a little bit more there, Magpie. Yep. Good. All right. We're going to do 1 more rotation. Good job, Jenny. 1 more rotation. Good job with the Edward spoke or Toilet spoke. You guys are doing great. Very nice. Maybe gate down 1, Elena. You're a little ahead from me. It's like 1 slower stride. Yes. Good. And about a quarter rotation, and we'll halt. You're a little ahead for me, Jenny. And let's halt, set, free, go. Nicely done. Good. Oh, and I was ahead of Toilet. Okay, Felix, you're fired. Okay, let's reset on our spoke, on our midline, and we'll flip it and rearrange it again for the Edward peeps. So, yeah, Magpie will go out to the 20. Beautiful. And then Jenny, do you want to take this spot? Do you want to be the anchor person? Okay, Jenny is going to be the anchor across, and I will do this. Oh, yeah, grab yourself an anchor, a brightly colored hat or shirt or saddle pad, whatever you got there, Lena.
Traffic
And then we'll get to do some fun shapes.
It's almost time for traffic cones.
Yippee! All right, beautiful. Yes. Oh, those are excellent colors. Traffic cone. All right, we're going to gate set into this pinwheel. So Elena, what you're going to do is similar to what we did earlier. You're going to walk a line across to Jenny. So as your back hooves are crossing your circle dots or the letter dies, Jenny's front hooves are reaching across from you. All right. So let's gate set into this pinwheel. Gate set. 3, go. Good. Trying to do ambidextrous eyes while also lying to Jenny. Boy, I might fail at this game. Slow down a bit, Magpie. You are super far ahead for me. Slow down, slow down. Yes, good. Good. Yes, good. I'm way behind Jenny. One more rotation. Take some more extent. Yeah, good job, Star. Good fix. Slow down, Magpie. You are really ahead for me. Really ahead. All right, about a quarter rotation, and then we'll halt. All right, and let's halt set. Great, go. Nice. All right, let's back up to our spokes. Back it up like a Tonka truck to your spoke. All right, Jenny, I might go back here for me to maintain alignment and watch the top down at the same time. Oh my goodness. All right, beautiful. Okay, we're gonna get into some different shapes now. Let's do. I'm gonna put it in the muted. Um, bruh. Let's do diamond first. I think diamond is more obvious. Oh, and I can stop streaming. We don't need that anymore. Huh. Okay. I'm having a boomer moment. Okay. All right, so I sent in the muted chat the diamond pinwheel diagram. We'll just keep our current spoke situation here, and then we'll flip it out after. So when you're doing diamonds, you're basically just shaving off the rounded sides of the circle, and you're just connecting your dots with straight lines. Same principle though. At the walk, it's your back hose to your anchor's front hose. At the trot, your tail is passing as their nose is reaching. At the canter, you want to be a horse length ahead. And or you can think of it as your tail is passing the dot. Your anchor person is a horse length away from their dot across from or in relation to you. And at the extended canter or the 20 meter, I should say, you are 2 full horse lengths ahead. So as you're passing your dot, your tail is passing, they are just reaching the dot behind. You don't really have that so much with circles and diamonds because the way the dots are on the arena floor, but they are 2 horse lengths behind you. Alrighty? Okay, if you're ready to try the diamond pinwheel, if you don't have any questions, go ahead, pivot and face X. You're ready to give it a try. Oh, let me just ignore this Net Hero person. I ignored a bunch of them the other day, but I'm so sorry, whoever you are. I need to ignore you. Frida. All right, little pony. Back to the top down. All right, nice. Okay, let's pivot back with our left leg in. All right, so Elena, you're just going to look across to me, and you're going to aim to, as your back hooves are passing your 4 diamond points, my front hooves are just reaching across from you. If you need to catch up to me, you can take some trot strides. If I'm behind you, you can kind of go towards the outside. You can kind of like scoop the outside of your diamond point as needed. Alrighty? Beautiful. And actually, what I'll have you guys do too, if you're on the 15 or the 20 meter diamond, I'm have you guys take like 2-3 trot strides as you turn the corners, so our corners stay sharp instead of being rounded. And that will also allow you to checkpoint too. So you can checkpoint on your midline, your center line, on those corners. You can then look for trot alignment with your anchor. And then if you want to do a secondary checkpoint on the letter dies, you can use your regular canter extended canter. All right. Okay, so I'm going to call a gate set for this diamond pinwheel. Gate set. Whoops, under O. Gate set. free, go. And we'll do those 2 rotations. Good. Good. I'm gonna be a good driver. All right, 1 more rotation around. You're a little ahead on my screen, Magpie. Maybe gate down 1. All right, about a half rotation, and then we'll halt. Good. Good job, everybody. And get ready for that halt. Halt, set, free, go. All right, let's hippity hop on our spokes, and then can switch out on the Edward side. Do the little rotation. All right, Magpie, if you want to put on a brightly colored thing, or your hat, your traffic cone hat, I should say. Oh, and the Barbie boots. Very nice. All right, so we're going to do 2 rotations now. So let's gate into the diamond pinwheel. Gate, set, free, go. So as you're watching Magpie, think about whatever alignment you need in your size of the diamond. Maybe, yeah, take 1 counter stride there, Lena. 1 more. So as you are passing your diamond points, your tail should be ahead of Magpie's nose. And the diamond shape is a little, it's weird if you're used to circles. Yeah, keep zooming a little bit more, Lena. Keep zooming a bit more. You're about a quarter behind Magpie for me. Good. Yes. Keep zooming. Keep countering. Keep countering. Good. Yes. Good fix. All right, and get ready for that halt. Halt. Set. Free. Go. Alrighty. Okay, let's rearrange our peeps on Edward, and Jenny, you can pick a new circle point for yourself, or a diamond point, I should say. Yes, so generally your pinwheels are almost always circles. The diamond shape is really weird because your brain is like, I want to make a nice curved land, but you're just making straight lines from dot to dot. So now, Elena, what you want to do is I'm going to have you trot the corners. So when you hit your 15-meter dots, you're going to take like 2, 3 trot strides, and you can use that opportunity to think about being your tail ahead of Star's nose. And then if you want a checkpoint on your letter dice, you would then want to be a 1 horse ahead because of you'll be cantering extending time. All right. Okay. And let's gate set into the diamond. Oh, I just noticed there's another rando in the arena that I need to ignore. Who are you? Come here. Oh, I think they're just doing the jump ball. What are they doing? Is it a focus race for the mountain horses or whatever? I'm not used to this keyboard. Grace, sword wave. I'm so sorry. I must ignore you. Alrighty, here we go. All right. Okay. Let's gate set into the diamond. So Star, you're going to be looking to line across to me. Let's gate set. Free. Go. And we'll do those 2 rotations. I see toilet zoom in. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. So with the diamonds, you can really zoom on your sides and then take that chance to slow down on your corners. Like, so you're a little ahead of me, Jenny. So you're getting to the checkpoints before I am. All right, and let's halt, set, free, go. All right. So Jenny, you were consistently like I want to say like 2 horse lengths ahead of me the entire time from the top down that I could see. So maybe try checkpointing at the letter dies as well, just to make sure that you're not too far ahead. All right, let's flippity floppity. Oh, no worries. You had the peanut gallery. All right, let's flippity flop the Edward midline. Star, thank you for being reliable anchor. So Elena, what I would say you're now on the 20 meters. I would say just take your extended, I would say maybe even just fully gallop the sides and then slow down as needed at your points, your 20-meter points, even if you need to walk so Toilet can catch up to you, just so you can get a feel for how fast you need to go on those sides. And once you've like kind of identified the points and how you need to pass those points, then you can try doing that combination of extended counter gallop and checkpointing on your letter dive. Alrighty, let me just jiggle my alt mouse so I don't lose the game. Okay. All right, so let's gate into this diamond. Gate, set, free, go. And we'll do those 2 rotations. And our 15, 20-meter peeps slowing down. Yes, good, good, good. Try to make sure I'm being a good driver, not a boogie bad driver. All right, we'll do about 1 more half rotation here. You can slow down a bit, Elena. I can see you're a bit ahead now. Good, good checkpoint there. All right, get ready for that halt. Let's halt, set, free, go. Nice. Beautiful. Okay. How do we feel about diamonds? They are very strange if you've only ever done circle pinwheels before. And Elena, it's okay. This is your first time doing diamonds and your first time not doing the smallest layer of the pinwheel. You're doing really good. Because your brain, you're so used to just thinking about my anchor is trotting and we're all trotting. So I need to be NTT ahead of my line lead. In pinwheels, your gait is different from your line lead. So even though your line lead or your anchor is walking, your alignment is like off gate wise from them. So it is like your brain has to kind of like rearrange itself to think in a new way. And we're not only doing circles, but we just did diamonds. So no worries if you're like, oh, I'm not doing it perfectly. That's totally normal when you're first learning. You learn from your mistakes, all that good jazz. Okay, let's move on to boxes. Let's just switch it, change it, rearrange it so Elena can start in the smallest one for the box, and then we'll slowly move out to the faster ones. All right, I'm sending the box diagram in the muted. Okay, so boxes, we're kind of taking the diamond and just turning it sideways. So now you need to think, and the shape is bigger. So for you, Elena, oh, I'm typing in the mute chat. I don't want that, Felix. Okay, so you're just basically now you have to do my brain 8 points in your box. So you have corners, right? So you're going to be your regular 5-meter points, and then you have 4 more dots to travel through to make the box. So this is going to be your 5-meter box here at the walk. And if you want to put on a bright something for your spoke peeps. Yeah, exactly. It is kind of like a box curl. Yeah. You could think of it as a box curl pinwheel. And then for my peeps, so Toilet may need to do some countering, and Jenny as well on the 10-meter. Just make sure you're taking those trot strides in the corners so the corners are nice and sharp. And then you can take your zoominess in between. And essentially, so your corners are going to be trotting. So you can look for trot comb alignment on your corners to Elena. And then you can use your 1 horse, your entity ahead, and your 2 horse lengths ahead at your midline center. Because those are straights. You're not having to slow down for those, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. Let's try it. All right. So I'm going to call a little gate set. So let's gate set into this box. And Elena, you're going to be looking for walk alignment to me. So as we're crossing our center line, midline, as your back feet pass, my front feet should just be reaching. Let's gate set. 3, go. Into the box. Box. Good. Good. Yeah, I'm seeing you guys out on the big boxes. You really got to zoom in between the corners. All right, we're going to do 1 more rotation here. Don't know if some of you are having EOT flashbacks right now from the half box pinwheel we didn't EOT. All right, and about a quarter rotation, and we'll halt. Alrighty, and let's halt, set, create, go. Alrighty, and let's switch out our spots on the spoke. Jenny, do you want to be on the other spoke, or are you happy being a lone ranger on Bernard Wall? Do you want to switch with toilet? That's a good question. Oh, Jenny is good. If you want, Jenny, you could have an extra challenge of aligning to Magpie and not me, because theoretically Magpie should still be a reliable anchor. If you want, if you want the extra challenge, you could try that. Okay, so Magpie is now our Edward spoke anchor. Alrighty. So anyone who's not Magpie, you're thinking about taking those trot corners to make them nice and sharp, and then you can look for your regular gate alignment. So NTT ahead for the 10, 1 horse ahead for the 15, and 2 horse lengths ahead for the 20. Do 2 rotations. All right, let's gate set, free, go. Yeah, zoom star zoom. Good job. Good zooms. So theoretically, we should all be aligned at the corners and at our center lines if we're checkpointing correctly. Good. We'll do 1 more rotation. And about a half rotation. Trying to be a good driver for Magpie and watch you guys at the same time. All right, and get ready for that halt. And let's halt, set, free, go. Nicely done. Alt star was super zoomy. All right, let's switch it around. Pick a new dot. Thank you, Star, for the hot pink, the Barbie coat. Alrighty, let's gate set into the box pinwheel, 2 rotations, gate set, free, go. Yeah. Ooh, I'm not being a bad driver. Sorry, Star. Give Star a challenge here with my bad driving. Good. Good job, Jenny. Zoom in. All right, we'll do 1 more rotation here. Good job checkpointing in the corners. You're a little ahead of me now, Jenny. Just slow down a bit. Good. All right, and about a half rotation is coming up. So Jenny, try taking the corners at the trot, because I think that's where you're getting ahead of me. Your corners are too zoomy. So you should trot the corner so you're right with me. Yeah, and then now zoom. All right, and let's halt, set, create, go. Good. All right, and let's do the last rotation for Edward. Edward spoke. Alrighty. So let's gate set into the box. Gate set, free, go. And then use those corners to checkpoint. So you should be your tail in front of toilet's nose on your corners, and then your regular alignment at the center line, midline, 1 horse ahead, 2 horse lengths, NTT, etc. Yeah, you're a bit behind on my screen, Magpie. You really need to zoom between your corners and your when we're in boxes like this, because the distance you have to travel is so much larger. Good. Yes, good adjustment. Good, good, good. And keep zooming there, Magpie. Keep zooming, keep zooming. So you should be, your tail should be passing the corner as Toilet's nose is just reaching hers. For you, Magpie. Good. Yes, beautiful. Very nice. That was an excellent. All right, and get ready for that halt. Halt, set, free, go. Very nice. Okay, how do we feel about boxes? Do we like boxes better than diamonds, or do we like diamonds better? Do we have a preference there? They both look really cool. Boxes, your beloved, yeah. All right, diamond spinner. Okay, let's flippity flop. So Elena is back on the 5, and let's do ovals. And then if we have time, we'll do a combo box diamond, which I think looks really interesting visually. Let me move the mouse for my alt so the SSO doesn't kick me out. Gucci. Okay, oval pinwheel is in the chat. So to make the oval shape, your dots are not the same on the midline versus the center line. So you have the same dots on the midline, but on the center line, they're going to be different. So Elena, for you and me, we have the 5-meter dots on the midline, but then your dots are the 10-meter on the center line. So you have to kind of swing out to the center line. Does that make sense where they're going to be? So you go out one more. Okay, beautiful. For our 15 meter peeps, or 10-meter peeps, sorry, your processing. So you do the 10-meter dots on the midline, the 15-meter dots on the center line. So you're going to be basically a full quadrant away from your anchor on the center line to make that oval shape. And then for our 15-meter peeps, you do your regular 15-meter dots on the midline, and then your, wait a second, the 25-meter dots on the center line. And then if you're a 20-meter person, you're actually doing the 17.5 on the midline. So you're in between your 15 and your 20 so that the shape is the same. Magpie, you'll actually be here on your midlines. Yeah. And then you're going all the way out to the furthest dot on the center line, so the ones just in front of A and C. All right. No worries if we get a little bit lost in the sauce, because now our dots are not the same on the midline center line. It's getting stretched out on that x-axis. Okay?
Me has question.
Yeah.
On the 10 meter, am I hitting the 15 or the 20 on the center line?
On the diagram, I have the 15. No. Am I a liar? I'm a liar. Sorry, I'm lying. Felix, you're a liar. Yes, the 10-meter dots are hitting the 20. Felix is a liar, confirmed.
Fired! No, I'm just kidding.
No, I made the diagram and I still get confused. So yeah, so Elena and I are doing, here, let's type in the chat. That's helpful. Thank you, Toilet. Let's type in. No worries, Jenny. Thank you for letting me know. So 5-meter, we are doing 5-meter mid, but 10-meter center. 10-meter peeps are doing 10-meter mid, but 20-meter center. Yeah, because you're doubling. The long side of the oval is double. Oh, chat, 10-meter. 10-meter midline, 20-meter center line? Yes, okay. 15-meter peeps are doing 15-meter midline, and then 30-meter center line, or you can also think of it as the dot before the wall. So you're not the dot just in front of CNA, you're the dot before that. And then our 17.5 meter, you're doing 17.5 mid, and then the 35 center line. Okay? Alrighty. If you get a little lost with your dots, don't worry. Try to correct on your midline. So say you get a little out of whack, you pick the wrong dot on the center line, correct over the midline, because your dots are the same as we're used to over the midline. They're just stretched out really far on the center line. Even though the oval shape is stretched out like this, you can still checkpoint on the letter dies. We should all be passing the letter dies and our center midline. Right? No worries if we get a little confused with this, because the shape is really weird. We're used to all the sides being the same size, and in this case, they are not. Alrighty. All right. So we're going to gate set into this oval pinwheel, see what happens. Good luck. Gate set. free, go. Oh, thank you for the beautiful traffic cone outfit, Alina. Very pretty. Yeah, yeah, look at this beautiful oval. A thing of beauty. Nice. Kind of like the shape. The shape is really interesting. Like we're drawing like Tic Tacs or something. Good. And then Star and Magpie, you guys are just a little ahead of Elena, so just keep an eye inwards. And use your letter dies and your midline center line to checkpoint. All right, we got about a quarter rotation, then we'll halt. All right, and let's halt, set, free, go. Nice, nice. The oval is a really weird shape. You guys did great. All right, let's flip it around on Edward Spoke. Alrighty. So Magpie's gonna line across to me. Magpie, what I've been doing, all right, no worries, Jenny, is I try to like the tempo of your tapping is a little interesting because of how like how the oval is shaped. So I just kind of like try to gradually tap 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 into the curve, and then like the curve. You'll see as we're going around at the walk what your tempo needs to be so that it makes sense for the oval shape. Okay, let's gate set into this oval pinwheel. Gate set, create, go. Love the Barbie boots and the orange hat. Very cutie. It's giving construction, foreman, architect Barbie. Good. And then again, if you get a little lost in the sauce in the oval, you can use your center line, your midline to reassess if you miss your points otherwise. Good job zooming there, Star. Just make sure you're keeping an eye on Magpie. Good. Yes. Good. All right, we'll do one more rotation. Good job, Magpie. Keeping the shape nice and even. And good job taking more like of a round shape, Elena. Good. All right, let's halt, set, create, go. Nice. All right, let's flip it around on Edward Spoke. Star in the beautiful Barbie coat. All right, and let's gate set into the pinwheel. Gate set, free, go. I'm my tapping rhythm starts like tap 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 tap. Like it's and then you got to take the center line a little bit more quickly. Good. Yes. It's not quite like the circle because it's the shape is not even on all sides. Good. Who's this person on the palomino? Get out of our pinwheel. Make sure you guys are watching Star. So as you're crossing the center line, midline, you're a little ahead of me, ahead from me, Elena. Just make sure you slow down a bit. So as you look down towards Star, you should be a horse length ahead, or if you take the trot, you should be NTT ahead of Star. Yeah, good. All right, quarter rotation, and then we'll halt. Alrighty, and let's halt, set, free, go. All right, let's switch out again where we are in the spoke. Okay, yeah, Elena, you got it. So yeah, you're in this in between position here for the midline because otherwise the oval will be wonky, and then you're zooming all the way to A and C dots. Um, the sides of the oval are really long, so if you need to, you can slow down and trot checkpoint at your letter dies if needed, if that's helpful, because the shape is so wide on the sides. Big boy, a big tic tac, or it's like those Matryoshka dolls or whatever. Okay, let's try it. Let's gate set into the oval pinwheel. Gate set, 3, go. So you can checkpoint at your center line, midline, your letter dies with toilet. Good. Good adjustments I'm seeing. Trying to do ambidextrous and being a reliable anchor for toilet at the same time. Yeah, slow down a bit, Elena. You're ahead for me. So try to trot your checkpoints just to make sure you're not getting too far ahead of toilet on your screen. And if you need to, you can walk to let toilet catch up to you if needed. All right, we'll do about a half rotation. Good job, Magpie and Star. Yeah, the oval shape is weird. The outside layers really get to zoom on this one. All right, and get ready for a halt. Okay, halt coming up. Halt set. Great. Go. Well, that's me being a bad driver. You guys got so far ahead of me. Okay, we're at the hour. Do you guys want to quickly try a box and diamond pinwheel, or are we done with pinwheels for today? Are we feeling pinwheeled out? Okay. For those of you that would like to stay and try the combo, feel free. If you need to scoodle toodle poodles, that is also all right. I'm sending it in the chat. Okay, so what's fun with this is we have this overlapping situation. So the 5 and the 10s, you guys are going to basically have the 10-meter diamond is going to kind of like share the corner of the 5-meter box, and then the 50-meter box overlaps with the 20-meter diamond. All right, so let's have you guys back up to your Edward spoke. Let's just quickly, we'll maybe do just like a couple of these because I don't want to keep you guys too long. Yeah, and then Elena can take the 5. Beautiful. And just pick whatever shape you like. Oh, oh. Okay, beautiful. All right, and then Star, what I'm going to ask you to do, just to make sure that we don't have death, is that when you are passing the corner of the 5-meter box, just make sure you're not going through the dot, so it doesn't look like we have death with Elena. You shouldn't need to, theoretically, to connect your 10-meter points. Just make sure you're not crossing through the center of the 5-meter box point. And then if your alignment is good with Elena, it'll look like you guys end up in buddy or in a tight ring, just as you're going around those corners, if that makes sense. And then for the overlap with the 15 and the 20, theoretically, you guys should not be colliding, theoretically, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. My brain is raining. Okay, let me get on the other side. On the other side. Okay. All right. So, and then you can checkpoint again, midline, center line, letter dies. All right, let's gate set into this diamond box situation. Gate set, hurry, go. Yeah, the little kind of buddy situation that happens in the corners of the primary box is really fun. Oh, I'm doing a diamond, not a box. Felix, you're fired. It's like, why am I so far ahead? That's why. Yeah, you might need to zoom a little bit more there, Magpie, because your box shape is but you can stay aligned to Lena. Yes, good, good, good. Keep on zooming, keep on zooming. Let's just do one more rotation. Ooh, that looks really interesting, actually. Sorry for my bad driving. I'm watching you top down right now. You almost have like saddle cross situations with the 15 and 20s because of the way the shapes intersect. All right, and get ready for a halt. Let's halt, set, hurry, go. Alrighty, okay, let's finish there. I hope that was fun for you guys. All those different types of pinwheels.